Hi guys, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here today to do the leap of faith for earth, fire, water, and air signs. We will be pulling a collective message before we get started on the elements. So remember, these are general. Please take what applies, leave what doesn't, and understand too that the energies can kind of flip-flop. So just place them wherever they need to be, and it makes most sense for you. If it doesn't make sense, then the message might not be for you today. So with that being said, if you resonate with me, my energy, or these messages, make sure to give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment, let me know how it resonates with you. And if you're new and you enjoy these messages, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell if you would like further updates of when I go live. And if you are my Vibe Tribe, you know I love you something serious. And we are just so glad to have you here with us today. So let's go ahead and get started on the collective energy. This is the leap of faith. So we're going to be focusing on what is blocking you from taking the leap of faith, what energy you need to be embracing in order to succeed, and what could possibly be the overall outcome. Hey, Christina G. Hey, Dewey. So let's see. All right. So for the collective, we are going to be pulling 3 cards. The first one is going to represent the blockage. The second is going to represent what we need to be embracing in order to succeed. And the third will be what is the possible outcome. Okay. Why is that the blockage though, guys? Let me go ahead and pull the other 3 just to see what the storyline is. And then I'm going to pull a clarifier because I'm kind of curious. All right. Okay, and please clarify this 10 of Cups for me. Why is the 10 of Cups here in the blockage? Okay, that's interesting. So on the bottom, we have the Strength card. So this could represent a Leo that you were dealing with, but ultimately it's just like having that courage and that bravery to go after what you want and not letting anything deter you, having the utmost confidence in yourself. Hey, Sherry. Hey, guys. I'm so glad y'all are here. Don't take it offense if I don't pay attention to the comments because I get easily distracted. So, but this is talking about like forgiving yourself for where you feel like you have self-sabotaged yourself because of a lack of confidence, either in the situation or in self. A lot about self-sabotage has been coming up today. But in the blockage, we have the 10 of Cups, guys. So why is this a blockage? So a lot of us could be blocking like our overall happiness, right? We say that we want love. We say that we want abundance, but do we actually believe that we are worthy or deserving of it? And these are things like, we can tell ourselves, but when those opportunities arise, do we get fearful? Do we, have a lot of trust issues and like go back to past events where things didn't play out in our favor and we think that it's going to replay itself? Those kind of things. We really need to be checking ourselves with this, okay? And listen, I'm talking to myself too, guys. So clarifying that is the King of Swords. So some of you could be, and this is a collective, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to the signs, but we do have the Queen and King here. So this could be definitely talking about twin flame energy. But I'm not going to pay too much attention to labels either, guys. I'm kind of over that shit. So, with the King of Swords being clarified, the 10 of Cups, you could be too focused on an air sign or someone who is not really too open with like what they're truly feeling in the heart space, but look at things more in an analytical point of view, whether that be you or someone else. And this could be a blockage, instead of like following your heart, you're listening more to your head and like what seems more logical for you at the time. So this does say that you need to be open and honest with your communication, especially when it comes to your happiness. And this really, this really talks about like what we see, especially with the Ten of Cups being here. It's like being open and honest about what we really want from those kind of relationships or partnerships in our lives. Like, what do we feel is ultimately going to serve us best in the long run, but also understanding that we don't always know, like, how things are going to play out, and we can really get in our heads and self-sabotage and get into fear mode and start blocking ourselves because we're too busy looking at like the logical point of things and letting our past really affect what is happening in our current circumstances. So especially with the yellow roses, this came out in the weekly energy too. The yellow roses are a sign of friendship. So maybe, this is a friend of yours or someone that you're really connected to and you felt like you had a future together, but you're stuck in the friend zone type of thing is kind of what I'm picking up here. But also clarifying that we have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. So we have a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Cups here. So I feel like this is more about, like, especially this being your blockage, right? It's like not trusting new opportunities for love and just preferring to stay single, kind of like being in your feels. Your intuition is on point, but with the 10 of Cups being here clarified by the King of Swords, I feel like there's definitely a masculine energy that's kind of taking over to the point where you're scared to listen to your emotions. You're scared to maybe you've been single for a long time or used to doing things a certain way, and you're kind of scared to get out of that mode because you don't want to be deterred from what your overall goal is, right? Like you have something specific in mind, and you're really good at going after what you want and doing it by yourself. Like you don't need someone to do it for you, which is a good thing. But also, when we get too used to being like that, sometimes we can be really like pushy when it comes to people who don't necessarily want to fix things for us, but they want to support us in that. And we're like, nah. So it's kind of one of those things, like, don't block yourself from new love coming in just because you're used to being independent and you have a lot of goals in mind. This could be also with the dolphins here, does represent telepathic communication, going with the flow and allowing your emotions to speak on your behalf versus, being more analytical with things, right? So ultimately, what energy we need to take on, the Six of Swords. This could mean moving on for some of you. It could say, like, there could be someone in your life that's not really showing up the way that you want them to or need them to. And so if it's causing a lot of fear and a lot of doubt and a lot of, lack of clarity, it's time to become more heart-centered and move away from that mental energy that's causing all this disturbance and, making you feel really uneasy, so that you can come to a more clear state of what needs to happen in order for you to be more free-flowing in your energy. It does say that I just feel like you need to breathe in this moment and not overthink anything. But it also talks about, coming out of this heavier energy and moving towards a lighter and just a more clear state of interacting within your relationships or partnerships, no matter what that may be. It could be friends, family, lovers, whatever the case may be. But this is really having a clearer picture of whatever is happening, whether it be your beliefs, your mental stability, relationships, jobs, whatever, that is not serving your highest good or is not supporting the energy that you're trying to keep, right? If you keep putting energy into things that are sucking you dry, or, keep keeping you falling back on old patterns and belief systems, it's like time to move away from that is what I'm hearing, okay? So some of you could be moving into the Queen of Swords energy where you're just kind of cold and don't really want anyone getting too close to you, right? But in the end, the Queen of Swords has been through a lot. Like this energy has been let down a lot. So she's really good at taking care of her own self, her, her financial standing and all that kind of stuff. She's really good at cutting things out that no longer serve her. Like, she is no bullshit. She has been through the ringer and she's not afraid to do it on her own. But deep down, she's longing for someone who can stand by her side and show up. Like, she doesn't want to be taken care of. She wants someone who can do the same for themselves and be aware enough to move forward with her by her side. Okay. And the fact that we have the king and the queen here, this could represent, a twin flame energy that's just not the right time, right? So it's saying that sometimes we have to detach ourselves from these connections and not put so much time and focus, especially when they can't show up for us the way that we need to. And remember, we need to count on ourselves in order to move forward, okay? So you know exactly what you need to do, though. And some of you just need to focus more on your purpose, especially if it is a twin flame energy where, a lot of us are being asked to step away from, and again, I'm really getting tired of the whole label thing, because love is love, connections are connections, and you know who this person is for you. But sometimes we have to step away from those unhealthy connections, especially if it's causing a lot of disturbance in our life. So because we're putting more focus on that than our purpose and our well-being should be first. Okay. So I really feel compelled to say, if you're watching a lot of twin flame videos and constantly checking up and cross-watching, trying to figure out what's going on, but you're not focusing enough on yourself, then that's a really big sign that things are unhealthy. And I'm just saying it like it is, okay? And listen, I've been guilty of it too. So it's not like I'm trying to talk shit, it just is what it is. But they're telling you, like, this is a really good time for you to go within and trust your own inner wisdom. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So if you feel that you are having a lot of fear and anxiety towards someone in your life that's not really showing up the way you need to, make sure you're showing up for yourself first and foremost, okay? Trust in your connection with source. Work on your connection with spirit and focus on, hey, Lori, focus on your own abilities and strengthening those gifts so that you can properly show up in this world the way you were meant to, okay? So that's what I have for the collective. Who do you want to move on to? Earth signs. Okay. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the blockage when it comes to the leap of faith? That's a lot, guys. Can we be a little more clear? Okay. So Earth signs, and again, this is a lot about going more within, trusting your own understanding. We have the Hermit mode and the Five of Swords. So, maybe you have been taking, it can go either way. Either a lot of you have been really taking a lot of time out by yourself and not like truly interacting with the world and being like in complete hermit mode, trying to clean up your life, which is totally good. But they're also saying, like, sometimes you got to step out of that and remember to live your life too. You know what situations are no longer serving you, so you need to go ahead and take action on those things and remove yourself either energetically or physically from those situations that are causing a disturbance in your life. so that you can start to see things more clearly, or it's telling you that you're not taking enough time to go within and you're looking for outside validation or confirmation of what truly needs to be released. But if you don't trust your own understanding, then you're always going to be looking for more answers, right? This is the time to make clear-cut decision on what needs to be released and move forward diligently, okay? So what energy do the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus need to embrace in order to succeed? The Star. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, but this ultimately says like a lot of healing needs to take place. And it's like letting your emotions flow more naturally so that you have the courage and, again, the diligence, make a clear-cut decision on what needs to be released so that you can move forward and go after what truly inspires you, what makes you feel good, what makes you want to get up in the morning and take on the day, right? Like, these are the things that we really need to be going for, and understand that everything happens in divine timing. So if you're meeting a lot of resistance, then it's just not time, and you need to quit putting so much focus into something that's creating a bunch of resistance, right? So shift your focus. Understand that there are a lot of changes happening right now, and you need to be focusing more on your priorities and really what you want to manifest in your life, okay? Don't be playing victim mode, okay? And just understand that if you feel like there is resistance, then yeah, there's a lot, guys. And I definitely feel like a really strong twin energy here. We have the Four of Wands popped out too, but this could have to do with, home life, deep relationships, and committal energy. Maybe someone's not, especially with the Nine of Wands that showed itself to me, you could be blocking yourself from union if that's what you're looking for and you're meeting resistance with that. But with the Nine of Swords, the Death card, and the Three of Swords being here in your future possible outcome, listen, guys, if you don't take Spirit's advice and you're constantly staying up late at night, you're taking on more energy than you can handle, ultimately the death is going to come in and wipe things out and cause a lot of chaos so that you can start something new, because it's time for you to release your past, release the victim mentality, understand you are only a victim of your circumstances if you allow yourself to be, okay? So if you want change, it's time for you to go after it, because it's here for you if you want it. But you also have to understand that if you're putting too much time and focus on something that does not want to be in your life right now, then you are ultimately causing yourself harm, okay? So don't worry so much. Allow things to be what they are. Accept it for what it is. You can bring joy into your life regardless of your circumstances. And if you feel like you're over worrying about anything, it's like you're not really feeling confident about the situation and starting a new path for yourself. And it could be because you're just heartbroken about the situation, which you need to honor that too. But you really need to be checking yourself lately and understand that if you want your dreams to come true, it's ultimately up to you to go after what makes you feel good, okay? So that's how you know if you're in alignment, though. What's on the bottom? Yeah, Six of Swords. Move away from anything that's causing a disturbance in your life. And if you have to move away physically, energetically, whatever the case may be, you need more clarity in this situation is what I'm hearing, okay? Which that the only way to get the clarity is by trusting your own inner knowing. I was with some friends yesterday and they were laughing at me because I called GPS Jeepus. So trust your own inner navigation system. Trust your own GPS, okay? So honor how you want to feel. If you want to feel good, go towards things that make you feel good. If you want to feel inspired, go towards the things that inspire you, okay? But you also have to honor, like, if someone has upset you, that's your perception. And it doesn't mean that their actions weren't the best or whatever the case may be. But when you have a deeper understanding of yourself, You're not going to get so triggered by someone else's actions, because you understand that it's a reflection of them, not of you. And if they're not willing to show up for you like that, then quit giving so much damn energy to them. Okay? So the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I become. So set yourself free, guys. Understand that wherever your energy and your intention is going, if it's causing a lot of chaos in your life and within your emotions, then you need to shift your focus, okay? So that's what I got for you. All right, so earth signs. Let's go to water. Okay, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have, okay? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the blockage? What is the blockage for water signs when it comes to this leap of faith? 6 of Wands. The 10 of Cups is in the middle, so that's a good thing. We're going to clarify that 6 of Wands, though. Don't be fearful of being successful, though, okay? The Ace of Swords. So you're ultimately going towards more truth and clarity in the situation. With the 8 of Cups clarifying that, it's telling you, like, some of you might have to leave behind something in order to go after something that's going to be more fulfilling for you. And this is through spiritual growth and insight that you find more clarity. You're going for your 9 and 10 of Cups, which the 10 of Cups is already there. So this is how spirit works, guys. When you when you know that happiness is already within you, that it's already here, act as if you already have everything that you want, right? This is how you're going to get that. It's because your energy is focused on the gratitude for the things that you already have, which ultimately bring more things to fulfill that, right? So let's see what the 6 of Wands is here in the blockage for. We have the the Knight of Staffs, the King of Staffs, and the Strength card. So some of you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But I feel like this energy, especially a Leo, but I feel like this energy has been kind of blocking your success. So if you've been a Leo or a fire energy that, especially with it being in the blockage, so I'm going to take it more as the negative aspects, where someone might not be as confident, like might have some insecurity issues and try to control the situation or control how you're perceiving things. They're trying to control your confidence levels by putting you down. It could also say that they're very unforgiving and constantly bringing up shit that's, making you feel less about yourself or making you feel that you don't have what it takes to succeed. These are the kind of things that are ultimately going to block your success. The people that you surround yourself with are ultimately going to be supporting your energy. So if you're hanging around those people that don't really support you and what you're going after, regardless of what they think of it, they might not agree with it, but the right people are going to support you no matter what and let you figure it out on your own. They're not going to try to say, well, I think this is better for you, go in this direction, instead of allowing you to go after your dreams, your hopes, those kind of things. So make sure that anyone that's fitting into that bill that's not fully supporting and committed to letting you figure your life out and what best serves you, those are ultimately going to affect your success and you going after things that really drive you, right? So realize there's a lot for you to be grateful for. Stay in that 10 of Cups energy if you want to be successful. Which is just being happy with what you have in front of you and going after the things that fulfill you on a deeper level, not just a material or superficial level, but things that really feed and nourish your soul, okay? They're telling you that if you want that happily ever after, you can. You just have to act as if it's already here and it's already in the works. I've been saying that in my intentions all day today. Like, thank you for the blessings you have already given me and the ones that are already on their way, right? Like, that's what Ten of Cups energy is, okay? So ultimately, that's going to lead you to further success. It's going to help you move away from things that aren't necessarily supporting your journey and lead you to more clarity and truth in the situation of what needs to be released and what you need to be moving towards, okay? So let's get some advice for the water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is going on? What advice do they need when it comes to this situation? I wonder how I want to feel. So the earth signs got this as well, right? Yeah, the earth signs got this as well. So honor how you want to feel. If you want to feel good, feel good. If you feel bad, understand that it's okay. It's all right. Like, we want you to honor those low moments too. We just don't want you to stay there too long, because in order to heal, we need to feel, correct? So honor how you want to feel, guys, and understand that there's nothing that is stopping you except for your belief in yourself. And Spirit is supporting you the whole way, guys. Like, they want you to be good where you're at and where you're heading. And they want you to believe in yourself so ferociously that you feel free in making all of your decisions. It's all up to you, okay? So believe in yourselves. All right. Yeah, and listen, and especially my water signs, don't let anyone tell you what you are worthy of, okay? If you need me to come fight somebody, I will. I'm just saying. All right, so let's move on to air signs. Okay. Air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Hey guys, we got the Six of Cups. So there could be some, childhood connections or past life connections that are coming back up around. Maybe you feel, we got the Six of Swords in your current energy. So maybe you're holding on to past relationships, which I feel like I need to say this too, especially those who, when we start on this awakening process, right? And we're moving deeper and deeper into our mission and into our purpose, there are going to be a lot of friendships that, probably meant a lot to us in our past, but don't really fit into the dynamics of what we're moving into, right? And it's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean that they don't support you. It's just that the vibrational match isn't there anymore. And I feel I really need to say that. So some of you are going to have to move away from people you have long-standing connections with. And yes, that can be very difficult for a lot of us, but it also means that, again, the Ace of Wands is here. So, there's a passionate new beginning for you, air signs. And if you really want to feel more passion, more like life, just because you're alive doesn't mean you're living, right? So if you want to live your best life and be your best version of yourself, then ultimately you're going to have to understand if there's anything that's causing a disturbance in your life, whether that be belief patterns, patterns, coping mechanisms, people, places, things, whatever it is that is not serving you or like ultimately supporting your energy, then you're going to have to either disconnect on an emotional, energetic level or physical. Sometimes we need to have a little distance in between us in order for us to see clearly how that's supporting us. So if you're feeling a lot of like chaos around anyone or anything and you distance yourself and you feel relief, then that's telling you that it's kind of time to move on, okay? So, or maybe you're just too dependent on them too. I feel like I need to say that because there's kind of a, these messages are for a lot of people, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. But with the Three of Wands coming out, it's like making a clear decision of how you want to move forward, regardless of who's standing in your corner, right? Like this is about you, no one else. So if you want something, you've already, it's like making a clear-cut decision and then patiently waiting for those opportunities to arise so that you can move forward with your head held high and have confidence in that decision, right? Because you made the decision. Understand you need to have a clear picture of what you want to experience, but also leave it open-ended so that you're not trying to control it so much. It could also turn out better than you expected when you leave it open-ended. So it's about having that clear picture, but remember, do not feel like it has to have, like, it needs to be this time and it needs to look like this and it's going to feel like this. And if it doesn't, then it's not right. That's going to ultimately block you. So just stay optimistic, stay faithful with your decision, be clear with what it is that you want, and don't be afraid to go after anything that you feel is going to better serve you. Okay? So let's see what advice we have for the air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All right. So I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So there could be certain, things, and again, moving away from connections that we have known for a long time. Maybe we were too dependent on them for a long time, and getting a lot of codependency issues. So if you've been codependent in your life and you're realizing that codependency is really not healthy and not supporting your highest good, then it's like, okay, yes, I have been in fear mode. Yes, I haven't been really feeling confident with how I'm showing up in my relationships or how they're showing up. And I don't want to be like overly emotional attached to, how people are perceiving me or how I'm perceiving them. And all of us are responsible for our own energies and how we're showing up. And I am focusing on how I choose to show up, which will align me with the right people who are in that supportive energy as well. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. So realign with the heart space, go after what you really want, and don't let fear be in the driver's seat. Okay? So, hey, Jen. Everyone say hi to my bestie, Jen. All right, guys. So, and of course you just missed the air signs, Jen. All right, so we're moving on to fire signs. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, so what is the blockage? Charlie boy. All right, so 7 of Pentacles. All right, so I feel like some of you are just impatient on something that you have, put a lot of investment, time, and energy into. See what energy do they need to take on in order to succeed. So remember, don't be impatient, okay, guys? Like, if you know that you have invested a lot of time in something and you know that it's right for you and you're just waiting for, things to kind of play out, yeah, keep it light, keep it playful, but also understand, like, if you put your time and energy into something and you're not enjoying your life, then you're ultimately holding yourself back. So it's like, okay, I put my time and energy into it. Why isn't it happening? Which sounds like a typical fire sign. But it's also like, you don't want to put your life on hold if you're not seeing things turn out the way that you expected them to. And again, that's where we release the expectation, release the attachment to the outcome, and just enjoy what we have going, and know that if we're putting a bunch of time and energy into something, we ultimately believe in it, right? So just have fun with your time waiting for things to come to fruition. So what is the possible outcome? We have the Emperor, the Hanged Man, and the Lover's card. So, again, this is saying, especially towards Aries energy, this is about being stable in your energy, okay? Being patient with the process. Again, I was saying, some of you are becoming impatient. So stay stable in your energy. Understand that, you need to be focused on your career path. You need to be focused on your mission. You need to understand that if you are not stable in your own energy, then you're going to create destructive forces around you. I don't know where that came from, but ultimately, with the Hangman being in play, this is saying that you need to have more patience in your current circumstance, because it's leading you to a more enlightened state of mind, because there's still reflection that needs to happen when it comes to any deep connections, whether it be soulmate, twin flame energy, but it's like leading you to more deeper emotional commitments, right? So understand that, again, keep it light, keep it fun. Don't become too impatient waiting for things to unfold, because divine timing is at play. But if you're dealing with a Gemini, that could also be what's happening. I see Virgo, Aries, but it's like taking charge of a situation, but also understand, like, be confident in the decisions that you're making and what you're investing in, but also don't try to rush the process, okay? Because everything is happening as it should. So the more you worry and you fear it, the more you're going to be resisting and pushing it away. So what advice do we have for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And I will be posting the timestamps in the bottom as well. So when I'm in alignment with love, with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So if you feel like your peace has been being disrupted, it's telling you because you're being impatient with the situation. So move back into alignment with love. Understand and look how the flowers are facing each other, and it's so funny because I just saw a post on Facebook that said the sunflowers chase the sun, which is light, which is love, right? But when on a shadowy day, they turn towards each other to share their energy with each other, which I find a very beautiful way of putting things. So, lean on those people that, when you're feeling out of sorts or imbalanced, you can lean on those people that are on your same energetic frequency that can support you through those low times. You don't have to do this by yourself, but also understand that, with any connections that are this deep, you need to be leaning on those people that you can really trust and love. And if someone's not really showing up for you the way that you need to, you just need to be patient with the process, but ultimately enjoy your life while you're here, right? You don't want to wake up tomorrow and realize that you just wasted a whole day of fearing, and really the only reason why we have anxiety or fear is because we're too focused on the past or the future, correct? When we stay in the present moment, we're more present in what's happening in front of us, okay? So, stay in alignment with love. Understand that there is a connection here, but you need to stand your own ground and be patient with this process. Okay, so I hope those messages help you guys, and just take care of yourselves, keep your energy level as much as possible, and do what you got to do in order to start cutting some of these cords that really aren't serving you, and understand that whatever we put our time, energy, or intention into, it's up to us to make those wise decisions. And don't lean too hard where it becomes dependent on another, right? We ultimately need to depend on ourselves first and trust that God has our back, and they know what they're doing, guys. So we might not always see the bigger picture and understand like what's really going on behind the scenes, but they're not going to lead us down the wrong road. So it's not like some sick joke. We need to trust them more than we trust what's going on in this 3D environment. So yeah, do what you got to do. I love you guys, and make sure that if you resonate with these messages, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment, let me know how it resonates with you. And if anyone needs to get in touch with me, whether you want to share a story, get a personal reading, you can email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. If anyone would like to support the channel through donation, which I want to thank everyone who has donated this far. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. The donation link is down below in the description box. Any amount helps. And I wish you guys the best of luck. I love you all so much. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.